Hey, join me for a cup of coffee. I've been doing videos without a cup of coffee. It's good to have the coffee. So I saw a post the other day out on social media, and it was about a woman who was unloading a grocery cart, and maybe she was older or seemed a little frazzled as it was reported on this post. And the wind kicked up, and her car went over and nearly hit a truck. And the truck owner came over and was horribly abusive, verbally, threatening and so on. And she cowered to it. And when I said in another video, we need to stand up and speak out or be this presence to stop what really is childlike behavior. And that's no offense to the people who are acting in this manner. They weren't parented. They didn't have the tools to understand how, but it is not an excuse that they can continue to do it. And it takes each of us, boy, the coffee's really kicking in. It takes each of us to be able to stand up in this circumstance. We also, for women, we need to look around for other women and stop, well, I'm just going to turn a blind eye or that's their thing. We need to stand up and be power in numbers, right? The reason is we're going, like I said in another video, from this extraordinarily disconnected society into one that is connected, right? And we're seeing the pervasity and the pervasiveness too of how intensely we went this hyper extreme of disconnection. It troubled me as a child. What? I could see it, but I couldn't change it, right? And the energy wasn't on our side to do that. It's on our side to do it. So in this circumstance, we need to pull the power within. I mean, whatever it is, and stand still and look at that person. And because it might not be a man, it can be a woman, it can be anybody. It's just in this case, it was a man. He was afraid of his truck. Well, that's kind of selfish and childlike, right? He didn't even touch his truck, but it came close. That is just really cueing us that there is really young, immature behavior going on inside. And again, that's okay. I'm not faulting that person and saying that they're awful and wrong. The overreaction is a definite cue that they need a boundary. They're screaming out for it. So we can stand there and simply look at them, or we can use a statement that stops them in their tracks of something like, oh, yeah, that's right. I have power over the wind. You don't, but you're not saying it in a condescending way. You're saying it in a direct way, right? So that it puts some rationality and reasoning in there. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes those statements, and I was reminded at a women's group event of this in a secondary way, but it's true. If you say something that is either very rational or very irrational, but not with a tone that is condescending or angry or fighting, in the area, in the genre of fighting, if it's a genre, that we will get a result with the person. And what happens is they don't have any place in their mind to let it land. And that's actually the magic of it. Because they weren't parented in this way, let's have another sip of coffee. Let's do it. They don't have, oh, Nespresso, thank you. They can't, they have no response to it. And they tend to, oh, and then move away. And so what I'm telling you is, I hate this. And I'm sorry because this isn't your fault. It's our problem. And it's your problem in that moment to stop that in its tracks and to parent that person. You're going to be doing it with your boss. You're going to be doing it with the person at the grocery store. You're going to be doing it out in the parking lot. You're going to be doing it all over our world to stop that behavior. And we're not saying, you're so mean. Nope. We're either standing there and just being really calm in ourselves and watching them, observing it. You've seen people do this. I could particularly think of a group of people in the country who I've watched do this many times. And I think if you are picking up on what I'm saying, you know who you are. Or we can state what is true and, you know, or the irrational. Yep, I have power over the wind. Right. And he may calm down because what? That doesn't make any sense. And you think that's never going to work. Oh, Amy, that's never going to work. And you will be surprised. It really takes you being calm in it and simply delivering the statement out or being confident in it. Yeah, that's right. I have power over the wind, right? So try that out, but report back because let's see how this goes. And then I'll do another video and refine what I'm saying here so that we can all get it so crystal clear, right on the money that it works every time. All right. Thanks, everyone. And like I say, together, let's collapse narcissism because in truth, it serves no one. All right, let's get to it. Get out there and collapse narcissism.